Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Future Bear here, and just a little update for the video coming up right now. I did this May 4th, expecting to put it up that night, well, the afternoon, but it didn't really end out that way, and I ended up waiting till today, which is May 5th, which is the day after May the 4th be with you, so you guys will see that in the video. Unfortunately, I can't take that out, and it would be maybe an extra 30 minutes just to record another video of that. So next time I'll make sure not to put anything date specific to my videos. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and enjoy. Yo, what is up guys? As some of you guys may know, my name is Future Bear, and may the 4th be with you. Look, I know it is Star Wars Day, and calm down, don't worry. I will be playing that later, but I have work tonight, so I have to kind of work around my schedule. And I know I'm playing some shitty ass Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but no worries about that. I'll be streaming that live on YouTube later. But as for the title of this video, as you guys can see, I left YouTube for a little bit, for about 2 years. And you guys may know me from my Skyblock videos or my videos with my cousin where we played Black Ops 2 on, what was it? The carrier ship, what is that one called? I forget, but I'll link it down, comment below so you guys can watch them back there. But with me leaving YouTube, there are like 13 reasons why. But seriously, no, there's not 13 reasons why I left YouTube. There are multiple reasons why. One reason I left YouTube is because I was younger. I was like 15, 16 when I started doing this stuff, and I just kind of didn't know what I was doing, and I couldn't do all this crazy stuff with all the screen transitions and all this crazy wacko stuff like PewDiePie or Ollie does. So it's like, I know I don't have like thousands of subscribers, or like, I still have you guys though, and I feel like I let you guys down with not posting like I said I would. I said I would post like, I think it was 3 a week or something like that, and I posted like 1 maybe a month, and it was just not good time. And for everyone that stayed watching my videos though, like my montage was my best video, which was 55 views, which is actually really good for a starting out YouTube channel. I was actually really happy to see that. But that was at the end of Ghost, and they just moved on to another Call of Duty, and I wanted to do another montage, but with Advanced Warfare I was terrible at sniping because they just changed it all up. They made it all what they do to it? They changed up the timing with it, and they made it more of a drag up than a automatic pull in. But the reason I came back to doing this again was because I had read a article on my phone earlier this week about Conor McGregor. Some of you guys may have read it before, but it was my first time reading it, and I read about how he, even though he was broke and pretty much living with his wife, making the bacon and all that stuff, making his money for anyone that's watching this, if you guys don't know, but pretty much his wife stayed with him, believing in him, and he believed in himself. She was out there working, I think 3 jobs, I think what it said, and he was out there in the gym working every day to build up himself to do this career in UFC, where he pretty much beats everybody's ass now, which is fucking amazing. But I know that you guys are saying I'm comparing myself to Conor McGregor, but I'm not. I'm just saying that he rose through the the ashes and made himself this amazing person through perseverance and just believing in himself. And it made me realize that I have given up a lot of things throughout my life. Like, I've given up football, I've given up baseball, I've given up my stuff with really just moving on with college and with my career trying to get in the Navy. But through realizing all this stuff, I'm like, man, there's one thing at least I know I can do, I can get back into. Like, I have this stuff for it, I bought the stuff for it, so might as well just start doing it again. So I was like, hey, I'll start YouTube again. And I was watching LEA, I'm like, you know what, I can do this stuff again. I can put my my face on the internet again. And, you know, my life hasn't been all that bad. I mean, I've had some great parts of my life. I mean, I graduated high school, which is great. I got out of that hellhole. I started college for a year, but my first semester was okay. I didn't do as well as I wanted to be, but then my second semester, I really started hating going to classes, and I mean, it became like a chore, not really like a thing I wanted to do anymore. So I've already started following through with going back into trying to go into the Navy and have a career out of that. So once that goes through, you guys probably won't be seeing me again for another 8 weeks once I go back in. But until then, I'll be on here trying to give you guys as best videos as I can. But I do notice that my camera is pretty crappy, so I'll have to buy another one. I don't know when I will get a new one, but I'll be getting a new one soon. But what happened in my life was, let's see. I've had a couple of girlfriends. They didn't really end the way I wanted them to end. And I know there was one at least that wanted a ring commitment, but I really wasn't ready for that. I was only 18, so I was like, yeah, I really can't do this right now. So we had to kind of end it, and she had to move on, I had to move on. And I really wish I wouldn't have done that, but I was just too young for that. I really wish that I could have a chance with her again, but she's moving on, I'm moving on. She's going to college, and I'm gonna stay here until I join the Navy. Now, right now I'm 19 years old, so it kind of sucks. I'm still with my parents, but you know, it's money times, and they're pretty much supporting me right now with my Navy, trying to get into Navy, and pretty much just leaving school behind right now until I get myself kind of into my apartment and just living my own life. But I kind of just feel bad staying here because they're paying for a lot of stuff for me. This doesn't feel right to me. I don't have the responsibility I want to have. They're paying for groceries, they're paying for food sometimes I'm paying for food, but I don't want to have that. I want them to have that responsibility of trying to take care of me. I want to have the responsibility of trying to take care of myself. And I know at least if I get into the Navy, I can move off and move away and just have them stop worrying about where I am at midnight, or if I'm going to be home at night, or who I'm hanging out with. I just want them to have to deal with their own lives and deal with my sister, because she's at the peak of her life right now, where she's getting through high school and they're pretty much basing their life off me now. I don't want them to have to deal with that anymore. But you know, I feel bad putting them through a situation where I thought I was going to be in school. We talked about me going to school and moving on through school, but when they found out I didn't want to go to school anymore, it was kind of like I let them down. But they later told me I didn't let them down, so I don't know how to feel about it. But they were kind of happy I was talking about going to the Navy and moving on with a military life. Because I've been military life for the past 19 years, because my dad's military. So I've always been moving around and just dealing with all that stuff. But you know, like I said, I took a year of college. I went through it. It wasn't so good, but I wish I would, like, I could have gone to a better school, but because I didn't try through high school, it didn't really work out like I thought it was going to work out. Like, there was many times I was given opportunities to go do community service to help my application out, and I just pretty much turned it down saying it was a waste of time. And, you know, when I was in high school, I was pretty much just, you know, I was a typical high school student where I was always tired, I was always on my phone, I was always sleeping during class, I just didn't try, I didn't do my homework. I know, like, if I would have really tried, I could have been to, like, a school like UCF or USF or something like that, and really moved on and actually had a life outside of working 2 jobs for a little bit, now I'm working 1 job, which is not bad because they're paying me decent money, but it's not where I want to be right now. But when I was during high school, I was pretty much into that unmeaningful bullshit of social media, trying to become like the best looking one on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and trying to I was always posting there, always searching through all the trash on the pages, reading all the drama on there, and always getting pretty much drawn into that, and it really brought down my schoolwork and all this stuff I could have done with my life. And I really wish that my sister understands that and just does what I didn't do, and she just pushes through all that stuff. You know, throughout high school, I pretty much hated everything. I wasn't the popular guy, I wasn't the hottest guy, but there were certain places in there that, sorry, it's really early in the morning right now, so, but there were certain places in high school that I really enjoyed going to, and I really enjoyed being there. I was the better me I wanted to be throughout the rest of high school. I mean, there was the first place I really was into was history. I know history, boring, but history was very good for me. I really enjoyed listening to my teacher explain the wars to me and explain all these generals and how they really pulled their troops together and ended evil, for now at least. But I was the one in class always raising my hand, always awake and attention. I knew every answer. I always did my homework in that class. I don't know why it was only that class, but it was that class I just tried, and I wanted to be pretty much the top student for that class, because it was just interesting learning about all this stuff with them. Now, the second place I really fell in love with was I wasn't in high school when I first started this. I was in my 5th grade year when I started doing the trumpet. Now I know I was a band geek. I was pretty much drawn into it because my dad did it, and I love Louis Armstrong, so I did it because of them too. And every once in a while I'd play with my dad. He would play with me with the trumpet, and he would teach me some stuff he knew. But really, I pretty much was, I was told I could do so much better, but I didn't really try in it like I wanted to be. I could have practiced so much more, but I practiced like maybe once or twice, like a week, and like close to like 5 times a month maybe. And that really like affected my playing ability. But I was told I had like this unique sound and unique way of playing my instrument, because I would play on the side of my mouth, like right here. And she would tell me that if I just practice a little bit more, I can keep the same technique, but I can grow my sound better and become something great in the music industry, like probably like the symphonic bands and that play with John Williams, or Virginia Symphonic Orchestra. But you know, I didn't try. I pretty much pushed that aside, saying I'm in high school right now, I don't really care. I can do it later, but now I'm noticing that I needed to work on that during high school, because that's when they really scout out players like that. But you know, I didn't understand that, and I really hope that once I get older, I can have kids, I can explain that to them about how I screwed up and I could have been something much greater than I was right then. I could have been playing with John Williams or playing with other conductors like that. But you know, being a high school student was just, I was in that mindset of like, whatever, I don't really care what's going on right now. I don't really care what's going on right now, and I just move on. But that was a pretty great place in my life. I really enjoyed doing that. I really wish I can get back into that and really start playing again. But that kind of is over now. I'll probably find one time to play it, but not right now. Right now I just need to work on getting into Navy. But the third place that really made me fall in love with the military and want to do the military lifestyles, during high school I was in the ROTC, and I only did 2 years there because my first 2 years I really didn't like the military. I was tired of it. My dad's been in it for the 19 years I was alive, and I was like, I don't really want to deal with this anymore. I was tired. I don't want to have to put my family through that, my future family through that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let it go through. I'll go to college, something like that. Once I started noticing I wasn't getting the grades for college, I was like, okay, during my junior year, I'll do the ROTC. And once I got in there, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with how they held themselves and how they held themselves to a certain standard, and how they were always groomed up and not with all this fuzz on top of my head. They were all buzz cut or cleanly shaven. Like, I know you guys can't see because I have a really hard time growing beards or something like that. I don't know what it is, but it's like all raggedy and patchy and stuff like that. I need to shave soon. But they were always well groomed. They were always well kept. Their uniforms were always pristine. They were always good looking, and they were always professional. And once I saw that, I really started trying in school, and I really started pushing myself to be a better standard of myself. Now I was still having that high school attitude, like, in high school I don't really care anymore. And then once I got to senior year, I was kind of like, there were certain classes I really tried in, which were my history classes or my English class, where I had a really good teacher, because my teacher for history was the husband of the girl that taught me for my English class in senior year. So I really didn't want to mess up my whole entire timeline with him by doing bad in his wife's class. So once I got an RTC, my first year, I proved myself enough to be given a sergeant position as a head of as part of the flight. As a head of a part of the flight. Like, I had there was 8 rows, and I was at the front desk of one of those rows. So that was a huge honor for a first year to have that. I started out there as being a, what was it? What was it? I forget what it was, but I just become that. I became the sergeant at the head of one of the desk, and then throughout that semester, throughout that year, I was pushing through myself. I was actually practicing and trying my hardest to become one of the greatest in the class. And we came to the end of the year where what was it? It was a drill command where we were given 30 commands to drill around the courtyard, and I scored a 95 on it, which was the best the first year did that year, at least for my flight. And that was one of 5 of the whole entire flight, which was the seniors, the first years, second years, third years, fourth years. So I was one of 5 of all the flight. And once that year ended, I was pretty much applauded by my sergeant, my first sergeant, my master sergeant, and my colonel for that year. and they were pretty much telling me I would be the officers. I'll be one of the officers for next year, at the head of the flight. And the next year came along. They gave me the logistics command, which you are in charge of the uniforms, in charge of all the ranks, which I don't have them on me, but I've always, ever since I started that, I've always been like this for ranks. I gave out all the stuff like that: the socks, the shoes, the belts, the pants, their jackets, the flight jackets, which were like a kind of like a regular jacket, but it had like a, what was it? It was like a cotton inside of it, so it made you warm. So like during the cold months, we would wear that, and we'd go through the halls with that on. It was very slick. But I was given that control. But after two semesters of doing that, they were like, you know what, you need more stuff to do. We'll give you the operations commander, which where you're pretty much the right hand man of the commanding officer of the flight. So once he was never there. So pretty much I was given command of the flight because they knew he wouldn't be there. But they wanted, since it was his senior year also, they gave him it, and he's been in longer than me. So like, whatever, we'll give him it, but they told me on the side he wouldn't be there much because he's just not that reliable to be an officer, which I was kind of sad to hear that I was put under someone that didn't really care about the ROTC or anything like that. But that year went through. I pretty much pushed everyone in that class to be their best. We became the flight of the year. So we were given like this yellow banner above our flag, saying that we are the best flight. We're the best flight so far. And I think our average score for the 30 command drill was 85, and we had like the most first years in like in the flights of the whole entire RC. There's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, and Foxtrot. So we had 6 flights, and we had a average of 85 with the most first years in the flight. But my score that year was a 105, which was the perfect score plus 5 because my command voice was just amazing. He said I was one of the best. I had out of all the flights, I was one of 20, and thinking about it, there was about, how many people do we have in each flight? We had about 35 students in each flight, so 35 times 6. So we had a lot of students. I really don't feel like doing the math right now for that stuff. It's way too early. But we had a lot of students in those classes, and I was one of 20 of the top students. So that year was pretty amazing for me. I really enjoyed doing that stuff. That really drew me into wanting to be in the military and wanting to join the Navy. Now I've been wanting to join the military for the past like year now, but I've been pretty much running around by my recruiter, and it's kind of pissing me off right now. So I'm just trying to wait it out as long as I can until I just have to go up there and just pretty much say to put me in or not. I really can't wait anymore. I've been waiting for a while now, and I'm just getting a little bit tired of it. But you know, the best things take time. But after I got out of high school, well, I was in high school. I worked at Chick-fil-A for a year. Well, I worked at Chick-fil-A while it was my senior year because, you know, I needed money. My senior year, I spent a lot of money. I spent too much money on comic books and stuff I didn't need to pay for. But I needed money though. I wanted to have the car. I wanted to have just the lavish lifestyle of a high school student that they can have, with all his brand new clothes and all the shoes you can have too. So I got a job at Chick-fil-A. I worked there from the year of my high school, in my senior year. I worked there for the year, and after I got out of my senior year, I continued working there for another year. So I was there for 2 years, and during those 2 years, I worked at Little Caesars for a little bit because my Chick-fil-A is shut down for a month to do renovations and stuff. So I went to Little Caesars for a month, planning on getting out once Chick-fil-A started back up. But I just decided to stay there for a little bit more to get a little bit extra money. But once I started getting less shifts and less shifts at Little Caesars, I pretty much just dropped it and just worked full time at Chick-fil-A, which was 40 hours, but I also got extra time for picking up people's shifts. I got about 40, 50 hours a week. And that pretty much gave me the money I needed to get through this past year. You guys can see up in my top left corner, I have a bunch of boxes. Those boxes are from Loot Crate. I am a huge fan of Loot Crate. I pretty much have boxes all over my room of the Loot Crate stuff. My desk is soon, you'll see later, I'll just do a whole entire view of my room and my setup right now of all the figurines and the pops on top of my desk right now. On top of my bed right there, I have a bunch of pops too. I have a bunch of hats right here from Loot Crate, their face masks. A bunch of other cool stuff in here too. My Xbox down here, my PS4 Pro down there. Right now I'm on my laptop. And my Asus monitor right there. So pretty much the same stuff I had for a while now, but just different setup. Except I got the PS4 Pro in December. I bought it myself, so I was like, okay, I want to play with my other friends that are on PS4 Pro, well, PS4. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy a PS4 Pro. Get a bunch of different games. I have Last of Us on there, Uncharted 4, Uncharted series, Destiny, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all that stuff on there. So I'll be doing more videos on there from that stuff. Oh, my cat. Great. But I'll be doing a lot of stuff like that on there. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to do at least, like I said before, 3 videos a week. Probably won't happen because I don't know, it's hard to write scripts. I go by scripts because it's just easier to keep myself condensed with my mind is always roaming around and looking at different things. Like you'll probably see throughout this video, I'm looking around a lot and I'll be looking down for my script right there, but I'll be looking around up there and stuff like that because my mind kind of just roams every once in a while. But as I'm reaching the end of the video, I'd like to say thanks for everyone that's watching this and everyone that has helped me throughout this past couple years and really pushed me to be my best. And just thanks. I mean, not much else I can say. I can't come to the camera and hug you or anything like that. But as always, this is your boy Future Bear. If you'd like to see more of this content like this down low, kind of just speaking to you type thing, just subscribe. I'll have more content like this coming up later. Be ready for tonight though. I'll be playing Star Wars Battlefront on PS4 Pro and on Xbox One. I'll keep moving between those, kind of do better on each one. I mean, it kind of alternates on how good I do usually. I'll also be playing some Call of Duty tonight also, but I probably will record that again and post another video like this. Or I might do a live stream on Twitch soon. I don't know yet. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I kind of need to make a schedule and really find out what I need to do this stuff. So, as always, it's your boy Future Bear. Remember, if you want to see more of this gorgeous face and want to see more of these epic videos, subscribe, and always stay futuristic.